explanations have been given as to how mandatory linking of every bank account will eradicate the problems of money laundering and black money. There are alternative methods of KYC, which the banks are already undertaking. The state has not discharged its burden as to why linking is imperative. We may point out that RBI's own master direction allows using alternatives to Aadhaar to open bank accounts. 496, there may be a legitimate state aim for such a move as it aims at prevention of money laundering. However, there has not been a serious thinking while making such a provision applicable for every bank account. Maintaining bank account in today's world has almost become a necessity. All that is set out in the last 4 lines of that para. There should have been a proper study about the methods adopted by persons who indulge in money laundering, kinds of bank accounts which such persons maintain, and target those bank accounts for the purpose of Aadhaar. Has not been done. We thus hold Amendment to Rule 9 or the 7th Amendment rules to be unconstitutional. And then 503, we are of the opinion that only such a circular lacks backing of law. It fails to meet the requirement of proportionality as well. It does not meet necessity stage and balancing stage tests to check the primary menace which is in the mind of the respondent authorities. There can be other appropriate laws and less intrusive alternatives for the misuse of such SIM cards by a handful of persons. The entire population cannot be subjected to intrusion into their private lives. It also impinges upon the voluntary nature of the Aadhaar scheme. We find it to be disproportionate and unreasonable state compulsion. It is to be borne in mind that every individual resident entitled to a SIM card does not enjoy the subsidy benefit of services. We have therefore no hesitation in declaring circular dated is unconstitutional. Lord, I have to conclude by saying, did they examine any alternative methods to deal with fake currency, to deal with black money? There's no evidence, nothing has been stated in the affidavits. Well, in a demonetization is an extreme step, and I'm concluding with this. There are 3 ways in which you can approach the problems associated with currency. The first is to stop issuing that currency, non-issue or discontinuance. That is the mildest step. Whatever has been issued is issued. I will no longer issue, or I will discontinue issuing 500 and 1,000 rupee notes. That is permissible under Section 24(2). Lordships are 24(2). That is the mildest step. I find there is too much fake currency, too much black money stored. I'm no longer issuing 500 and 1,000. All of you do with smaller currency notes. That is 24(2). The second is what the RBI did in 2005 and in 2014, namely replace the currency already issued by giving a window for exchange so that the old notes are phased out and the new notes take over. The new note has better security features, better design, less copyable, and the old notes will be phased out. And those notes which are not returned will be immobilized and become a scrap of paper. That is the second step they can do. The third and extreme step is demonetization, which affects everybody in the country. There can be no citizen who was not affected by demonetization. That extreme step, your lordships have to apply more rigorous standards. Did you have the material? Did you consider relevant material? Did you eschew irrelevant material? Did you follow a transparent process? Did you spend enough time and apply mind to the consequences? On that, my lord, I submit this demonetization hopelessly fails. If there is one major economic decision taken in the last 10, 20 years, which affected practically every citizen, which was demonetization. Therefore, that must be held to a much higher standard. And applying that standard, I would urge your lordships to declare that such a power is not available under 26(2). And if it is available under 26(2), then 26(2) itself would be unconstitutional. The process followed was deeply flawed. They did not apply the tests of proportionality. And therefore, your lordships may mold the relief, but I am anxious that your lordships declare the law that 26(2) does not contain such a power. For such a power to be exercised, you require separate legislation. Those are my submissions. What is this? I'm deeply obliged.
Shyam Diwan, you can argue tomorrow.
Very good.
It is empty. What does he want? The demonetization has held 6 years back. Now the question is what remedy can be granted by this?
All right, sir, we will hear you at the end. All right.
Let's, I will, I'm following your, my senior colleague's submission. So I will continue like to.
Let us see tomorrow. Let us see tomorrow how things take shape.
Because I'm on the legal issues only.
All right, we will permit you, sir. No problem.
We are grateful, my lord.
All right, sir.